Lumos. Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Gita Lovegood and today we are going to be discussing a few terms that Muggles in your life may not know. So if you have any friends in your life that may have just seen the Harry Potter movies, or maybe not even that, they might just want to play the game because you want to play the game, show them this video and it should help them understand what's going on a little bit better. So the first term we're discussing today is one that is very important for Wizards Unite. It is an R. An R is basically a very well-trained dark wizard catcher. So a really well-trained wizard that is essentially a policeman for the wizarding world. So this is important because in Wizards Unite, an R is actually one of the 3 professions that you can choose from. You can choose to be an R, a magizoologist, or a professor. So just so you know, when you're choosing R, you will be choosing to go against other dark wizards instead of fighting beasts or potentially helping out your teammates. The next word that we're going to cover is Death Eater. Death Eaters are basically a group of followers that decided to follow one of the darkest wizards of all time, also known as Lord Voldemort. We do know that R's and Death Eaters are going to face off a lot in Wizards Unite, so make sure to learn these 2 words in particular. The next word is Portkey. A portkey is an object with a charm placed on it to allow that object to transport you from one place to another magically. Portkeys are often seen as more junky items that a non-magical person typically wouldn't want to pick up. This is to help prevent Muggles from accidentally picking up a portkey and then magically getting transported from where they're at to a completely different place and not knowing what in the world happened. And we do have portkeys in the game. They're not going to work exactly the same as they do in canon, but it is a really fun way to adapt that into making it something that we can actually do physically in our world without needing magic. So instead, we are going to walk our portkeys a certain distance, and then you are going to be able to activate it with a key, and that will allow you to walk through a portal to explore a specific 3-dimensional world that is built within the game. So you might look a little bit like an idiot, just like looking around you, but that's okay because it's gonna be super fun and super cool to be just walking into a whole other world through your phone like that. The next word is animagus. An animagus is a witch or wizard that has gone through a really complicated process that will allow themselves to change into a particular animal at will. So that animal is decided during the process and they can literally just transform themselves into that animal and then back into their normal selves. Professor McGonagall, who is going to be essentially the team leader for the professors, can change herself into a cat whenever she pleases. So I'm curious if we're going to see that at all in the game. It's possible that we won't see that, but it would be a really fun thing for them to just add in for a little extra magic. The next word we're covering is galleon. This one isn't as important to learn, but it will probably be thrown around a little, so it might be handy to learn it anyways. A galleon is a gold coin in the Harry Potter franchise. It is a form of currency. This is a galleon. This is a form of currency in the wizarding world. It's likely that people will just refer to them as coins like we do in Pokemon Go, but I would love to just throw around galleon as much as possible to make it feel even more magical. So if you're watching my videos, you'll likely hear me say, oh, I've got X amount of galleons at Gringotts, just to make it feel that much more immersive. The last word we're going to cover today is dark detectors. These are a range of instruments that can detect when dark wizards are around. They can be fooled, so they're not super reliable, and there are multiple items that are considered dark detectors. But it seems like dark detectors are going to be used a little bit differently in Wizards Unite, so instead they're going to be somewhat like lures are in Pokemon Go, which lures are something that you can activate at a Pokestop, and it brings in a bunch of Pokemon to you instead of you needing to walk around in the real world. So from the sounds of it, dark detectors are going to do somewhat of the same thing, where they bring in foundables with their confoundables or situations that you have to take care of. And what's interesting is you can get different types of dark detectors and you can stack them, but you have to have friends to stack them because you can only put one on at a time. So make sure to make some friends. Thank you so much for subscribing, hitting the like button, and commenting if you did so. I really appreciate it. Make sure to keep an eye out for future videos for Muggles, as a couple of my friends and I are going to be doing a little mini series on these up until the game's release, teaching interesting things about the wizarding world that most muggles probably don't know. So very informative videos. Make sure to check back for all of those. I'm going to be doing a few more myself, as well as my friends Lynette from Wizard PhD and Zoe from Snitches and Witches. So we'll definitely have a playlist created for all of those videos together. Alright, until next time, you guys know what to do. Make sure to use your magic wisely and keep an eye out for Dementors. Nox.